excited. Now I know what
Uh-oh, did I hit something wrong? Oh, did I hit something wrong?
What happened?
Where's Amanda?
That's all right. Y'all can go without me.
Are we still live, or are we just, I think you're just back to Skype. Did you close it?
We're live.
Oh, we are live. Oh, we just can't see it.
Yeah. I saw it on Facebook. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hello. Yep, we're live. Okay, oh, I don't want that to be loud. What happened? That's so funny. Hi, guys. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to the Geekly Show. We have a ton to talk about today because there were some special announcements this morning while we were all in our lives together. So I think we might be talking a lot about the Oscars in this episode of the Geekly Show, but we also have some other things on the list. We have a Celebrity Big Brother. I think Tessa went on a very special trip recently, so she's going to tell us about the kid who will be king. And we got some other stuff that we're just going to talk about today. So sit down, grab your coffee, get ready, and we're going to get started right now. So hello, everybody. My name is Amira, and I'm from fourhatsandfrugal.com.
Who's next?
Tanya's at the top.
I think it's Tanya. Listen. Well, look, I was going to jump in, but Tanya's been gone too long, so I'm going. Beyonce. Go on, Tanya. Not being on cue.
This is what happens when I take a week off to go to Disney World. I get all... I'm Tanya from Lola Lamb Chops.
I am Tessa with Mama's Geeky.
And Beyonce already introduced herself. But
Beyonce. I'll do it again, though. I'll do it again. I'll introduce myself all day long. You know I will, Amira.
I think it might be good, but I am going to comment on your hat and Tanya's hat. I mean, is there a reason why you guys are wearing your hats?
Look, I'm just going to say with our 6 months of Ralph promotions, our campaign to make America Ralph again, like they can't keep it off these nominations, right? They can't keep it off. So Oscar nominations came in this morning. Ralph totally up for Best Picture with some other content. I mean, Incredibles 2, Spider-Verse. But I had to represent because we can't have 8 months of promotions and not talk.
I like how it jumped from 6 to 8 just in like a minute.
Well, yeah, and I was gonna wear my Ralph Breaks the Internet hat for that same reason. However, I can't go out in public in that hat because it looks like that freaking Make America Great Again hat.
It does, I know.
And then people look at me in the grocery store and they side eye me, and I'm like, no, Ralph Breaks the Internet. So anyways, I am wearing my Captain America hat because Avengers Infinity War was nominated for Best Visual Effects, and obviously bearded Captain America is the best visual effect.
Oh. I was just going to say, Tanya, I didn't think your hat like this is any worse, the Make America Great one, than Captain America. Like, I don't know which one I'd be more embarrassed to go out in public in.
Oh my gosh. Okay, if you're gonna start with me, I'm gonna have to join Tessa's bandwagon and go against the Chiefs and the Saints, and I'm gonna start sending you nasty gifts.
No, you didn't.
Oh, God.
No, you didn't. Don't talk about. The Saints was robbed. You know they was robbed. Don't you go there.
I kind of wish it was Pats versus Saints. Like that would have been fun. It would have been fun, but whatever. Patriots are gonna win anyway, so it doesn't matter who we play. We'll just move right along there.
Sad. We'll talk about that later. That's going to be probably a little segment in a couple of weeks when we got to talk about the Patriots and them winning again.
Hey. I went through it when we lost all the time, so I'm happy to be winning.
You guys always lose to my team, so go Big Blue. Go
Who
Eli.
was your team?
I know. I will tell you, I don't understand how we lose to the Giants. They're not even good. How do we lose against them?
Because we're mediocre at best, and sometimes that's all.
I gotta go with Amir. I love me some Eli up in there.
Oh my God.
Because what? He's the son of Archie Manning, former Saints quarterback. Thank you very much, Saints.
That's like,
Robbed. Hashtag it.
my husband always makes fun of because he said he's out there and he never looks like he knows what he's doing. He's always
He
He
doesn't know what he's doing till the fourth quarter, and that's when he pulls it out. That's why he's still around. But anyway, okay, no football because Sarah's not here.
A lot of people.
Football, and that's not fair. She's sick today, you guys,
It's
so
true.
she couldn't join us. But I feel like we need to just totally have a full-on football Razz session in a couple of weeks, and maybe we will schedule that for you all. We'll let you guys know when that's coming up. We'll wear our football gear. We will talk trash, and that's what we're gonna do on the Geekly Show for that particular episode.
That's fantastic.
Y'all talking about Infinity War and Ralph, but excuse me?
Yeah.
You're not gonna rep my solo? My Lando Bay?
That's your job. That's your job. You're repping.
Well, I'm very excited.
So wait, what did that get nominated for? What did visual? Okay, because we didn't even talk about the big one. Black Panther got nominated for like 7 things.
I know.
Including Best Picture, right? Wasn't that the big one? Like it got one of the most nominated. Was it the most nominated? I'm not 100%, but I know it got like 7 nominations.
It's up there.
Including
If it's not the most, it's got to be like second because it's got a lot.
7. I know it got 7. Including
I didn't count, but it's got to be close.
well,
if not the most, it's got to be like second.
Yeah, and that's like a big deal. So like to know that a Marvel film is nominated for Best Picture, like that's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy if it wins. So, oh my gosh, that's such a good day. We had a good morning today.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins Returns was also nominated. So
Yes.
I feel like we did a lot of work this year, y'all.
I think so.
I feel like we need an award too. Is there like an award to win for like the best promotion of a film?
Ralph?
Or
at least the longest? Can we at least do the longest? do we?
The longevity award. That's what we should win.
Didn't
The
at
longevity
least
award goes to the Disney show.
didn't at least one of us promote every Disney movie that got nominated?
I think so, yeah.
On the visual effects too.
Who was on? Was anybody on Incredibles 2?
Yeah. Well, I did the Pixar.
Tessa did Pixar.
So that counts. That counts. That counts. Y'all just don't know. Look, movie studios out there, y'all don't know how essential Geekly Show is to promoting right here. Like that.
Clearly, we're doing something right.
If you want an Oscar nomination, you need to hire us to do
That's right.
your publicity.
Best publicity promotion of this I think our best one was Make America Ralph Again. If we had to go with any, that was the big one, I think, for the year.
Yeah, I think that's it. And obviously, so if that's true, that means that since Tessa was invited to go out and cover A Kid Who Will Be King, maybe
Next year.
maybe.
It was so good.
What's it? Okay, tell us all about it.
Okay, so
I was watching your videos and your pictures, but we need to know every single detail. Tell us all about it.
yeah, well, so the movie itself is like a super fun modern take on Sword in the Stone, right? King Arthur, but it's got, like I said, it's got the modern twist to it, and then they kind of bring medieval times into it. There are some like creepy parts. Like I think my 6-year-old would get probably a little creeped out because there's Morgana, who's like the evil queen, basically, who's rising back to power because, here's relevance, the world is going to crap, basically, right? So we're hating each other, we're fighting. It says, actually, there's a really great quote from Sir Patrick Stewart in the movie that says, the world is only as good as its leaders, which is pretty relevant right now, too, if you ask me. So, but we just basically see her rise to power because everybody is treating each other poorly. But when she starts to rise to power, she whispers, and then she whispers over whispers, and it's going through like the plants and stuff. And that part I think more than seeing her in this like dragon form was super creepy. And like even my 7-year-old was kind of like, oh, because it's just lots and lots of whispers over whispers over whispers over whispers. And it was like, ooh, creepy. It was even scarier than like the undead zombies, which is kind of interesting. It was just creepy. But I think 7 is, I mean, you know your kids, right? Like, I know my 6-year-old would be creeped out by that.
Oh, I'm not going to see it then. I don't like scary stuff.
Amanda might be scared.
I don't like scary stuff.
No, but it's so good because basically this kid at the beginning, him and his friend are getting bullied by these 2 bullies. And Merlin comes and is like, hey, I mean, he pulled the sword out of the stone. He's like, you were chosen. You pulled the sword out of the stone. What did King Arthur do? He turned his enemies into his allies to unite them against an evil. And so he kind of does that with his bullies. And so you see the 4 of them. I mean, their camaraderie is so great. Aww. You see them go back and forth. You know, the bullies kind of go back to being a bully, then they don't. You know, I'm not going to give away the whole movie, but it's really, really good. It's super fun. The battle scenes are like crazy epic. Like, I mean, they're flaming undead zombie bones. Like, it's so cool. Amanda's face, she's like, no.
So what part does Mr. X play?
So he's Merlin. Oh, so if you know about Merlin,
I know Merlin. Yeah,
so Merlin actually, the older he gets, the younger he appears. This is like in the lore of Merlin, right? Mm-hmm. So that's why there's a young Merlin and an old Merlin, and he says to make himself like drive the point home, because when they first meet this 16-year-old kid, they're like, you're not, like, who are you? You're not Merlin. Like, what? So he has to, like, turn himself into his Professor X, right? So Patrick Stewart has to come out. And he's like, oh, if I have to keep turning myself into my adult form, I'm going to be exhausted. Oh. And it's kind of gross. He has to find...
Was he in his wheelchair?
No.
Oh.
He has to find, in order to, like, get his power back, he has to find beaver urine, beetle blood, and ground animal bones. But here's the thing, he finds it very easily in the modern world, in the place you would not expect him to find all of these items. It is a fast food restaurant, and it is a great scene. It is so funny.
I was going to say Walmart.
That's a good one.
Oh, man.
Gross.
It sounds, though, that movie sounds like something different, which I like. I like when they have like different kind of, like, not just the same old plots and the same old this. That's what I like. Now that you're talking about it, like, I'm interested even more. Except, like, I need somebody to warn me with the scary part so I can look away. But I like fresh, like, ideas for these movies now. Yeah. You know. So,
well, you want to know something crazy? The director, Joe Cornish, he told us this is something he dreamed up when he was 12, and he had this thought. And he said he lived near a school, and he always imagined, like, I want all the kids to rise up and fight an army of, like, undead, and he kind of twisted it into this. So, and that's something he told the kids in the interview. He said, clearly don't give up on your dreams. Yeah. I thought about this when I was 12, and now it's a movie, which is pretty awesome.
I totally like the tackling the bully stuff, and it made me think of, what did Mr. X say about, or Professor X?
I actually have a quote right here. This is crazy. So, actually... we asked, one of the children asked, which the other thing is the press conference, only the kids were allowed to ask questions, which was pretty awesome, which I really, really loved. Mm-hmm. Every blogger brought a kid, and my daughter got to ask a question, which she was so nervous, but I was so proud of her. But someone asked, what advice would you give to a kid who's being bullied? Mm-hmm. And, of course, the kids are like, don't suffer in silence. It was some really great stuff. And then Sir Patrick Stewart totally surprised us all when he said, I was a bully, and we were all like, what? Like, the whole room gasped. Wow. And this is the quote. He said, I came from a background where my home life wasn't particularly safe. I don't need to say anything more on that. The example that I was being given was a very bad one. I look back at what I did at the time, and I am ashamed of what I did. I felt that in some way I had to make myself feel important, and the only way that I could do that was to control other children. I cannot make my family responsible for who I was and what I was, but it was an element. I deeply regret it, and it's part of one of the reasons I've become an activist on the issue of domestic violence. For me, it's a way of apologizing, which I thought was pretty awesome.
Oh, that's great.
You're going to make Tanya cry. I saw her tearing up over there. I saw it.
Well, that's the thing. It's hard because, I mean, especially as a parent, and when you see, bullies and stuff like that, like you just want to kick those little turds' butts. But there is, most of the time, there is something deeper behind it, because when I was a social worker and I investigated child abuse, a lot of these things were happening to these kids who turn into bullies, and like he said, it's something that's where they got their confidence or their feeling of self-worth, because that's what was happening to them. So when they could do it to other people, then right. That's what built them up, and they don't exactly realize what they're doing.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. I couldn't believe it when he said he was. We were all like, wait, Sir Patrick Stewart was like Professor X was a bully?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Picard, he was the bully? Like,
Jean-Luc, how dare you?
I know!
But that says something, like, I'm liking him already. Like, to come out and say that in front of all the kids and, like...
Yeah!
Like,
and he said he's never talked about it before.
That was the first
time. Never did it in public.
Breaking news up on the Geeklies! Breaking news!
But I think a lot of it had to do with the kids were in the room, and I guarantee you that's why he was like,
sure.
I want to explain this to kids, and, and that's why he's saying don't suffer. Like, he agreed with them. Like, if you're getting bullied or if your home life is bad, like, go to somebody you can trust, because it's going to be a vicious cycle,
Yeah.
It's just crazy. It's crazy.
So are you covering this on Mama's Geeky?
Yes.
Like, is it going to be ongoing coverage? You got a couple of posts coming up?
Yep. So my review post came out yesterday, and then my press conference post is going to come out tomorrow. And I have the full press conference actually up on my YouTube, because I live streamed it. So if you want to watch the whole thing, you can check that out.
Start posting some of that on the Facebook page.
I posted my review on the Facebook page.
Yeah. So it comes out on Friday?
It comes out on Friday, yeah. And I really think it's really good. It's important for kids and adults to see. I really think it's a great movie.
And how was the language in it?
Oh, you can't ask Tessa that. You can't ask Tessa that.
I know.
Have you learned your lesson, Tanya?
It's funny because I thought going into it, I went, Tanya's going to ask me. I need to know. I don't think it was bad. I don't even know what it's rated, to be honest with you. I'd have to look. I don't think.
And the reason why I ask is just because I remember the trailer, and I think it wasn't bad, but I think there was like a dam in there and like some other.
There might be, especially with the bullies.
Yeah, so that's why I was just curious. Like, for my own children, I can't see it, but I was just curious.
Yeah. There might have been, like, some name, like the bullies name calling at the beginning, I think. But overall, I don't think it's too bad.
I wouldn't trust it.
I don't know.
Don't trust Tanya.
You go see it and let us know, Tanya.
I want to see it and write them down and let everybody know.
She's going to come back with like 2 pages worth, and we're going to be like, Tessa, how did you miss this, Tessa?
I know. Oh, man. But my daughter loved it. She thought it was great. So
we know who
she
to
really
go for that kind of stuff. Tanya is on it with that kind of stuff. I just got to say.
This is why as soon as Tanya has her review up, we will make sure that you guys see it.
I'm curious to know now. I want to know.
Yes, we need to know our count. Our
all right, I'll let you know.
Can I ask something off topic, but kind of on the topic?
Yeah.
What did you think, Tanya, then, of the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer?
Oh.
It was okay.
Language-wise.
Yeah, I just don't understand, like, why in the trailer. I don't understand why. That's just period. I just don't get it, but I know I never will get it because that's not, I've never used that type of language in everyday life. So, which I know is different from other people. I just have never understood, though, why it's important in films. Like, why in writing is that something that's necessary? Because I've never understood the importance of it when it's used.
Well, first, if nobody has seen it, let's tell them what the words were said.
Don't say the word.
I'm not going to say
it.
Oh my God. I'm just going to say D-Wad. D-apostrophes
D-wad,
and
yeah.
D-wad,
But
right?
the worst part is, I felt so bad because I watched the trailer, I laughed, and I think I repeated it like 4 times in my reaction, and then after I was like, oh. Like,
That's what
I was like, that's hilarious, and I was like cracking
I'm
up.
gonna tell you
and then
how
I'm
bad
like,
I am.
Oh.
I missed it. People were talking about it, and I was like, oh, I don't even remember them saying that. But I talk a lot when I like watch the trailers, so I could have like been talking over it and not heard it the first time. But then it made me think. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to talk to Tanya about that. I wonder. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't like it. I was just like, why?
I'm surprised they said that in a trailer, though.
I know.
Like
I
in
am
a film
surprised
is
they had
one
it in the
thing,
trailer.
but I'm surprised it was said in the trailer.
It's because though that's the thing though. It worked because it evoked a reaction from people who did hear it. So like, Tessa said that she laughed. And so that was the purpose of it. But for me, it's a cheap laugh because I think you can get a witty laugh by good writing. And I think it's cheap laughs. And that's what I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it was I watched it with my kids, so as soon as it was said, I was like, ugh.
Yeah. Which that's what I'm saying, for like a trailer to like have that in it, you know?
I thought it was safe to like let my kids watch it with me, and I was like, oh boy, I was like, don't say that. Don't ever say that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's the thing with these movies, they know that kids are going to watch it regardless of whether that's the purpose of, superhero and Marvel films. They know that kids want to watch these movies, and so for them to keep putting stuff like that in it when they know it's just, I don't know.
That's true.
Said,
Andrea,
there's other ways to get laughs.
Andrea Updike said, and that's why I think I missed it the first time, because I watched the international trailer the first time, and in the international one, they said loser instead of that, which was, she said it was just as funny. Just as funny. They could have said loser.
I watched the international trailer after, and I was like, huh.
Except for
Dirty
Mouth Tessa. Except for Dirty Mouth Tessa.
Yeah, apparently. And it's funny because I told my husband about it, and he goes, I'm going to look it up. And he goes, hey, did you know it's in the dictionary? D-wad is in the dictionary. And I go, oh. He goes, it's much funnier than loser. But it's like, that's the house I grew up in, too. Like, my parents always cussed around me. Like, it was a normal thing. You know what I mean? So it's just so funny to think of different, like, because I showed my kids, and I don't even think it fazed them, because, I mean, they've heard my husband say a lot worse. Yeah, so,
what?
I mean,
I want to know the definition.
Right. So, like a sailor, for real.
I want to know the definition in the dictionary now.
I think it was like I don't remember. It's basically like loser. Like
a loser?
Something person, like a person who's,
So,
I forget. I looked it up.
Here's my question, though. So, with things like that, with language in films, especially for children, like you said, different homes, different rules, whatever. But knowing that kids, when they go to school, that language isn't considered appropriate in the environment they are in, but yet everybody is saying it, and like that's, normal.
Is true.
Like, how do you feel about that? Like, are you okay with that being part of the conversation at school, and kids learning different words there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, probably not. I don't know. My kids never repeat any of the stuff we've kind of told them, like, don't repeat. And, well, I don't know. They might do it at school. So I don't. And the other thing about their school, too, and it's funny you say that, because I've always been, like, really annoyed with the fact that they are in a school right now that is literally, it's kindergarten through 6th grade. And so I won't let them ride the bus, because I'm like, I don't know what they're going to hear on the bus.
Yeah.
So it's funny you say that, because now I've got a lot to think about.
Uh-huh. Oh, look, Andrea looked it up for us. It means a contemptible person.
Yeah.
Well, now it don't sound so bad. Melanie didn't even know what it was. Melanie didn't even know what it was. But look, Tessa, that makes a point with the school bus thing. That's kind of true. Well,
but more I worry about other things,
like bullying kind of stuff, and
like what our kids in 6th grade that they know that kids in kindergarten don't know that they're going to talk about. That's what I worry about.
Yeah.
But that's another thing, because that kind of stuff, I don't know if you're talking about like sexual stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
are also things that kids are learning from these shows
True.
and movies that parents let them watch. And so, and then when those same parents are like, well, why is my kid because you just let them watch a show that talks about this kind of crap, and so they're talking about it with their friends.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, that is stuff that's where it's funny because we're like whatever with language, but like sexual stuff, we're like,
Yeah,
no.
that's house too. Well, we don't let them watch anything with like crazy language, but it's like something pops up, we're like, okay, don't ever say that. But like anything where it's like a teenage adult stuff, we're like, no, you can't ever watch that. But the language, I don't know, maybe it's probably similar to Tessa. Like that's just, I was in the military, so you know. But I tell my kids, you can't say that and until you're a certain age, and then you decide in your own house if you're going to allow that language or not. But it's not something that I don't know. It's just, we don't say it a ton. Like, we don't cuss a lot. But if something slips out, they know that that's a mom and dad language. But we are very, very, very strict about everything else, about the things that the content that they ingest, the books that they read, just all of that we are. But like, this is where the lenient part is. So Tanya's got me thinking, like, is that too lenient? Like, should I just
I know, me too.
I'm pretty lenient too, especially with my teenager, because teenagers, look, I gotta pick my battles. So like he'll be on his game system with the headphones on and get with his friends and start cursing, and I just gotta be like, listen, don't say that where I can hear it. That's all I gotta say. I'm like, because he's gonna be around his friends saying that stuff. I'm like, I was like, don't say that in front of your mom. Like, don't say that in front of me, or I can hear it. Or at school, because I was like, not to say that. That was taught from a young age. I'd be like, he'll say something like, "Don't you go to school saying that." But like, that's what I said. But then they come teenagers and like they start saying, they think it's cool at that age, right? To start saying all the bad words with each other and stuff. And I'm like, you got to be respectful. Like, grown up me, don't say that stuff where if I can hear it, because then you're gonna get in trouble.
Oh, it depends on the teen. My teen doesn't like that. He does not like that. And he'll say, language, if he'll hear.
Really? But and then I can see it.
Captain America in the house.
Because my daughter's like that. My daughter's like the opposite. Yeah. Like, I'll even, what was it? I remember, I'm a terrible parent. we were doing like, well, I remember she's 10 and this was a couple years ago. And we were like practicing, like I'd say, just an example, like CAT. And she'd be like, cat. And then, blah, blah, like we're practicing, so I said SH, and she goes, shh. And she was like, Mom! She got mad at me. I was laughing. That's how bad of a parent I am. I admit it. But she was able to sound it out, so I was proud of her. What are people saying? Andrew said, well, tell the boys they earn those words. Oh, we tell the boys they earn. Andrea lets them say it if they earn it. Oh, look at that.
I want to know. Garbage out.
There's my mama. Hi, Mama. She said, I bet he still goes to school and says what she knows my son. She knows my son. That's what I say. I got to pick it. I got to pick my battles with him. I do. He's just like me. That's the problem.
Yeah, that got me thinking, Tanya. So I think that might need a family or at least a parental discussion about moving forward, how we want to handle that, because we got a teenager now. So, oh, good Lord.
Well, and I'm not saying it's easy, because like I can sit here and say this, and then here I am in like Ant-Man and the Wasp, and it's like 27 freaking words, and I'm like, oh, hey, go ahead, watch this one because it's a Marvel movie. So, but you can't watch this other show that says one because I don't like it. So, it's a hard balance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely difficult to figure out, especially in what we do, because we have to watch a lot of films and TV shows, and on top of that, we have to parent children. So figuring that all out it's a little crazy. But speaking of crazy, Celebrity Big Brother, because only two of us watched, right?
Yeah.
Amanda,
I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
right? And Tanya, you haven't seen it, and I haven't seen it yet.
Probably Sarah. I miss Sarah. Well, Sarah should be here today. I hope she feels better. No.
So is the Celebrity Big Brother like celebrities from Big Brother or other celebrities?
They're celebrities that you know, like who's the big ones in the house? Like they have
Joey Lawrence.
Joey Lawrence is probably the biggest celebrity in the
Kato
house. So, can we talk? Right, yeah. So, about Joey Lawrence, they have they have Tamar Braxton, right?
Yeah.
They have the other girl from America, the Real Housewives, Candy Burgess. Is that her last name?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
the guy from the cupcake shows there. What's his name?
The
That hosts all those. Remember they were like, he knows
eating
everything
shows,
about cupcakes.
the eating shows, or
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
I don't remember all of them, but she mentioned Caitlyn, and I was dying last night for that. Because,
oh my god, he was so funny.
Because
and Tom Green.
Tom Green was a good one. Oh, he's funny.
He's so funny. Like Kato's there, and he's talking to Kato, and he's like, "You think OJ's gonna be the next one to walk in?" And Kato's like,
and Kato looks scared too. He's like, "You think OJ's coming in?" And Kato was like, "He was hiding the knives. He was hiding the knives."
Then he stops, and he goes, "I think I'm gonna eat one of these grapes." Like he just makes it like it's a nonchalant part of the conversation. But Kato's like,
that. It makes me, Tom Green, like, kind of jumped the shark with his craziness. Like, he was crazy, but then he just got too ridiculous. But he is funny, so, like, him being on the show, I was loving some Tom Green again. Some Tom Green.
Well, one of the things they do is they paired off into pairs to be celebrity pairs, and you know how he had cancer, and he's lost one of his testicles, right? So he sits there, he goes, I used to have a power pair, and he's like looking down.
Amy is here to correct you. The cupcake show guy, you mean the guy from Mean Girls. Yeah,
well, he's from Mean Girls, but he's also hosts the, come on.
I don't know him from the cupcake stuff either,
he was, what the heck is his name? Joe or John? I can picture him.
I've never seen this cupcake show.
Speaking of Mean Girls, Dina Lohan is on there.
Yes, Lindsay Lohan's mom. And then they have
the guy from the White House.
The White House. What is his name?
Scaramucci.
Oh, really? Scaramucci's on there.
The guy got fired.
Which I was like, well, they trying to recreate because Omarosa was on there last time, but she was actually like a reality TV star, like celebrity. I can't see how they can just start picking politics. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't think he's a celebrity.
He's not going to last long, I don't think, anyway. Hopefully. And then there's some Olympians like Ryan Lochte and Lolo, the runner.
Ryan Lochte's in there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He's kind of like one of those. He reminds me of Tom Brady, like how much he loves himself.
Full circle. Full circle.
Well, I love Tom Brady too, so.
So Tessa.
Oh, so attractive. Tessa, I don't care. He's hot. Whatever. He might be a jerk, but he can play football and he's super hot. And
I was trying to get her like, all right. Oh, Amy said the guy, that's a long name. Jonathan Bennett, Aaron Samuels. That's his name? That's his whole name?
It is the cupcake guy. I watch that show sometimes. Let me see if you guys see
the cupcake guy.
Oh, yeah.
See? I know what I'm talking about.
We can just, right. Well, who does she say Aaron Samuels is? Is that someone else?
I don't know, but that's the cupcake guy.
Yeah, that's the cupcake guy.
Who was he in Mean Girls?
He was like the boy that they loved. I think, like they were like after, like the love interest. That's what he said. He played like on all these shows.
Oh my God, that was him.
Yeah.
Is your mind blown?
That's all I knew him from. I didn't watch this cupcake show. I didn't watch this cover, so I knew it.
It's still on. It's Cupcake Wars. It's on Food Network all the time.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, that's so funny. He looks different.
Tessa, who you calling for? Let's try to call some winners. Who do you think's going to win for this season?
I think. Well, here's the thing. I want to know which out of Jonathan and Ryan, which one of them is going to be on the block, and which one's going to be HOH. Because I think they both have a good shot. But I think whichever one ends up on the block could go because they're both they proved how good they are. Do you know what I mean?
So they have a twist this year. They always have twists. So this first show, they had this twist where they partner up, right? So they didn't know this, right? So first they just picked partners and they did the competition. Then after whatever partner won, they told them, out of your partners, one's going to be head of household and one's going to be on the block. So that's after like they won. So she's talking about who's going to be.
I think that depends, because I think whichever one ends up HOH could potentially go far, and whoever ends up on the block could potentially go home. What is so funny?
Amy, I was reading her comments because she said that Aaron Samuels is his Mean Girl's name. And she said, y'all are such a disappointment to me, not being fully versed on Mean Girls.
Let me tell you that we can't see the comments right now, so we have to go by what Amanda's reading, and I wasn't listening to her after she said his name. So if I had read it, potentially I would have.
Don't try to throw me under the bus in there. You wouldn't have known that. You wouldn't have known that.
Well, she's a Patriots fan, so. You know.
So I like winners. That's all I'm saying.
Cheater, pumpkin eater.
Hey, we win. I don't care how we win. We do it.
You don't care how you win? Oh my gosh.
No, I mean, I really actually do, but that's just a good comeback. I don't know.
We saw how she cheated on those competitions we had.
Everybody
making
cheats,
competitions, whatever. And y'all wanted to say I was the cheater.
Who cheated on the gingerbread competition? Who photoshopped a fake gingerbread house into a photo?
What? My sound, something's wrong. What? All right, Tessa, come on, because we're running over.
I think either Ryan or whichever one becomes HOH, I think really could potentially go far.
Well, pick one. You got to pick.
Well, I don't know which one's going to be on the block. I can't decide right now. It's impossible.
This is how you play. This is Vegas. Come on, you can't say whatever one.
Okay, Ryan Lochte. I'll say Ryan Lochte. And then I'll also say I think Tom Green maybe, because a lot of people keep around the funny people. And then if they're entertaining and they're funny, he's not good. So he could stick around for a while and then pull it out. You never know. That's my guess.
Look, Tom Green was up there for me. I was going to say second pick too, because he could play that social game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be. What was the people? I think it's going to be the mean guy, the Mean Girls guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Him or Ryan, I think.
Is that what
it's going to be?
So you're picking him too? Well, you can't have the same.
Well, if he ends up on the block, I think he's going to go, and if Ryan ends up on the block, I think Ryan will go. So it's hard to choose now.
I'm going with Tom Green then. We can't have the same picks. I'm going with Tom Green.
Okay.
We'll see who wins.
We'll see who cheats. No. It's interesting though. I didn't think I was going to like this group of people, but I enjoyed the episode.
Me too. I liked it. I think it's going to be a good one. And it only lasts for how long? Like 6 weeks. So it's short.
I know I'm going to miss a whole bunch of it being gone at Disney. Mm-hmm. So
yeah. They're super short because they can't. Look, these celebrities are busy. They got cupcake wars to do.
Yeah, they're so busy.
They can only keep them in the house 6 weeks.
Kato is so very busy right now.
Yeah. This looks like a group that's pretty busy with a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
When Joey Lawrence is like the biggest celebrity on the show.
And he said he's not going to say whoa unless he wins, which is a little annoying because I was really looking forward to that.
Everybody else was saying it though. Tom Green was like, whoa! Everybody else was saying it. Whoa! Everybody was. It's a good one though. Yeah, Melanie, you should totally. Amy, I ain't even repeating that comment. Anyway, Melanie, you should totally say it.
We're in the dark here, guys. We're in the dark.
She said I photoshopped a gingerbread house and still lost.
She's right. You also did not win the ornament challenge, so it doesn't.
Didn't you misspell the word?
It doesn't pay to cheat, Amanda. Unless you're okay.
If you knew how to spell your, you might have won.
Why don't you tell that to Tom Brady? That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Let's wrap this up. We gotta go. So Tessa's going to be gone next week, you guys, but she's going to be doing something very magical. So I'm sure she's going to clue us into that when she comes back. I think she may have a segment that she's going to be doing for us, but she's going to be on a boat.
Yes.
On a boat. Woo!
And Star Wars, which is the best.
I know. I know. I'm so excited for you. So when Tessa comes back, she will tell us all about Star Wars Day at Sea and her Disney cruise experience with her family, which is going to be super fun. But we will be back again next week, next Tuesday, live at, do we want to change the time now, y'all? We going to stick to this time?
All right,
I think
good.
11 works. Is it better for everybody?
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I think
I like it too.
Fraction from you guys today, even in the comments. So maybe 11 should be our time. So we will
I
be
like
back next Tuesday,
11
a.m.
Eastern, 10 Central,
Eastern.
right? Yes. 11
Yeah.
Eastern. Because that half an hour didn't work. Look, it's too much to type. We're going to go with the flat 11
Yeah.
Eastern, 10
Like
Central.
a legit talk show. That's what we're doing around here. And Sarah will be back, and we will be talking about a bunch of fun new things. So make sure you guys come and join us next Tuesday here on the Geekly Show Facebook page. And you can always watch the replay over on our YouTube channel. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as always,
Stay.
Hey!